Greetings, Beth Warriors. Greetings. Greg is back. Another live stream here at the Results Kill Excuses channel. What do we do here? What do we do best? Guess we talk about life. We talk with authenticity, right? Talk about sobriety. I saw something today that was very inspiring about sobriety. I just want to wish everybody a prosperous, healthy, strong new year. If you were to give yourself a grade, how you doing so far? How's your year going so far? 2026 is moving right along. It's moving right along. Before you know it, it'll be all wrapped up. That's how things go. I've been learning a lot about the acceleration of time. We could talk about some of that tonight. The acceleration of time. Does time feel like it's moving a little like more fast? You know, I've heard it throughout most of my life. They say the older you get, right? The older you get, the faster it goes. Honestly, I don't think it matters if you're young, old, or wherever you are in between. I absolutely think that time has sped up. Literally, time has sped up. And there's something that you can do to maximize your time. Because if you can't offset the speeding up of time, then guess what you can do? You can maximize the time you have. And the thing that I feel is the most effective way to maximize your time is to live life with intention. To wake up every single day saying, okay, these things matter to me. This is what I'm going to invest in. These are the things I'm going to accomplish. So at least you're feeling a sense of accomplishment, as it feels like days become weeks, weeks become months, and months become years. Because then in that case, you start to maximize your time. And so regardless of the pacing of the time and the speed of the time, you can really start feeling like you're checking boxes, you're accomplishing, which ultimately should give you a sense of progress, a sense of achievement. And that's a beautiful thing to empower yourself with. It's about empowerment. There's a lot of chaos in this world, a lot of crazy things. I promise you, 6 months from now, there'll still be crazy things. 12 months from now, there'll still be crazy things. You do not have control over the things that are going on outside of you. Doesn't matter if it's near or far on the other side of the world. You don't have any control over that. Unless you do. And if by control, if you have the ability to create the inner peace within, to shift your conscientious from within, you start to see and feel and really walk in a place of authenticity, of peace, of love, of joy, of happiness. I told you my mantra for this year, and I know a lot of you may have already thrown that out the window, but my mantra for this entire year, every single day, is to be happy and to have fun. Be happy, have fun. And the way for me to do that is to continue solving for peace. Peace within, peace around, the things around me, the way that I feel about myself. Is to be happy and to have fun. And something I wake up telling myself each and every day from the very, very start of the morning is I say, God, let everything I do, everyone I meet, and everything I experience today bring me greater and greater levels of happiness. You guys want that one more time? God, let everything I do, everyone I meet, and everything I experience today bring me greater and greater and greater levels of happiness. That's empowerment. Could you sit there right now? You want to shift your attitude right now? Doesn't matter what's bothering you, what's weighing you down, what's going on. If you could say, if you can finish this sentence for yourself. I feel wonderful now that, and again, you're acting as if something has already come to pass. Maybe you have a goal for this year. Most people, I've been hearing some people talk some shit saying that, man, if you ain't going to do it this year, if this isn't going to be the year that you actually put in the work, make the effort, change the parts of your life, like it ain't never happening. And there's some truth to that, because it's like there's more support, there's more motivation, there's more inspiration, there's more, things that are tools that you could utilize to truly leverage your success and transform yourself now than ever before. And if you're still going to find a reason not to do the things you need to do, well, my heart goes out to you, because that says that you have a deep, deep, deep attachment to some things that are still causing you some pretty serious pain. Yeah, some things that have hurt you significantly deep down. And I just wish that I could right now, I wish that I could just give each and every one of you watching this just like little glimmer of how you would feel if you were to go all in on yourself for an entire year. It's kind of interesting, right? Like, what do I even get from encouraging that, inspiring that? What do I get, right? What do I receive from doing that? Well, that's a good question. I'm asking myself that. What do I get from it? I saw something. I've been reading something. It's called A Course in Miracles, if you're interested. And it literally talks about how how you show up to help others is what you help yourself with. And there's truth in that. A lot of people feel like you're not ready to do it yet, but it's like, if you start really showing some consistency, some stick-to-itness, some real just being locked in is what I like to call it, right? If you really lock into some aspect of your life that you're trying to turn around, right? You've been going this direction, now you're going to go that direction. When you really lock into something like that, like it's a total polarity shift that you already have the capacity to even just teach on how did you get there? How did you just get to the shift? Because that is really probably the hardest. That's one of the most difficult things for us to do. Why? Because we're so good at being who we've been. And we're so afraid to be who we're meant to be. It's so funny. It's so funny. I wish we could all see before we came into this earth, how our souls were so excited, like, yeah, this one's gonna be so hard, this round is gonna be crazy hard, I'm ready, this time I ain't failing, I'm gonna get through, I'm gonna get to my spiritual awakening, I'm gonna transcend all the pain, all the suffering, all the distractions, everything that's holding me back, I'm gonna get there this time. Right? This is your soul before you come incarnate into this planet. You're so motivated. You're like, I got it this time. And yet it's just like, it's so hard to shake free. It's so hard to shake free from the story of you and the story of me. It's hard to shake free. That could be a song, couldn't it? It's hard to shake free from the story of you and the story of me. Yeah. It's difficult. It's scary. It can be so scary to stop being who we're so good at being. It's not that we like who we've been, but we're good at it. We're good at that manipulator. We're good at hiding our weaknesses and our insecurities and our flaws. And we're good at it. We're good at numbing out. We're good at just brushing things under the rug. We're good at blaming other people for the things that we don't like about our lives. We're so good at doing that, aren't we? And when I came to the point of saying, I'm so good at this, I'm done. I don't want to be good at this anymore. Right? What it took me having was this attitude, is the attitude that I had to start questioning everything. I had to question all my beliefs, all my thoughts, all the information I had to question what really mattered to me, what was really important, what helped me and what didn't help me. Like most recently, if I talk about sobriety here, maybe there's some of you that are trying the sobriety thing. And it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. Chemicals make us feel good. It's temporary, but it makes us feel good. But I saw something that was really cool today. It was turning sobriety into an acronym. You know what an acronym is? It's where each letter has a meaning. And so sober, the sober acronym is S, means start with self-care. I talk about that all the time. And I get criticized a lot about my self-care. Yes. And that's okay. It's intimidating to others when you're really taking care of yourself. Some of us, we think we take care of ourselves, but it's like, no, you're not. You know, when you're really taking care of yourself, like you prioritize yourself, you're getting the massages, you're getting acupuncture, you're going to therapy, right? You're spending time in nature, right? There's so many different amazing things you're doing that really just prioritize what? Your health, your wellness, your peace, your growth, right? Your quality of life. So sober, start with self-care. That's the S. O is open up your heart. The B is be the person you were meant to be. The E is eliminate fear. And the R is receive the gift of a new life. I love that. That's the acronym for sober, right? That's the acronym for sober. I'll try and share it there, right? Start with self-care, open up your heart, be the person you were meant to be, eliminate fear, receive the gift of life. That's sober. And so when it comes to my sobriety, 14 years from alcohol, I had a 9-year run with THC, had a relapse, and now I'm on 3 years. I just hit 3 years. I didn't even celebrate 3 years. December 1st was 3 years, no THC, zero. And I have to say THC because a lot of people like it in all different types of forms. And so you act as if somehow it's not THC because it's in this form or that form. And again, when I question everything, that was something I questioned. And if you're somebody that's sitting there, like many people, and you're kind of like hard on yourself and you're kind of wondering, where do I start? What do I need to do? You have the answer inside of you. That I know. You don't need to hear from me. I don't have the answers for you. Right? I have a system for you. Once you have the answers and the clarity of what it is you want to start changing about who you've been, I have a system to definitely support your journey, but I don't have the answers for you. And so I remember before I stopped utilizing THC, there's a guy, Jordan Peterson, that had a podcast, and on it he said he put a challenge out there, and I'll share it with you, where he says, before you go to bed, if you're really serious about wanting to make some changes, then ask yourself before you go to bed, Ask yourself. How do you ask yourself? Maybe some of you don't even know how to do that. What I would do if I was asking myself is I'd just be there on my bed. And before I would kind of lay down, I'd just be sitting there. Or maybe even you're like, if you're a person that prays, maybe you need to pray, but I would just be sitting there with some quiet. And I would just ask myself, like, to ask yourself is to maybe just try and get as quiet as you can, let the thoughts melt. And then you just ask yourself, is there something I can do that if I did this one thing, that it would change my life? Again, you just ask yourself that. Is there something I can do that if I did this one thing, that it would start to change my life? And then you get quiet and you sit there with yourself. And you listen. And maybe if you've never really listened for that still quiet voice, call it your higher self, call it the Holy Spirit, whatever you want, spirit guides. I know that if it's the still quiet voice, not the loud, obnoxious voice, if it's the loud, obnoxious voice, that's probably not going to give you good advice. But if it's a still quiet voice, it'll probably tell you something that's going to challenge you. There's a part of me that feels I embody that still quiet voice for all of us. I'm telling you things that are going to challenge you. I'm trying to inspire you to make changes in your life that will make you a better person, that you actually have control over. And it starts right there, having that honest dialogue with yourself. Is there something I could do that if I did this thing, it would start to change my life? When I asked myself that question before giving up THC, I already knew. Right? I'm already pretty clear with myself and very present with myself. And so because I've been on this healing journey for so many years, what really matters to me is that anything that I do, I'm willing to try just about anything and do just about anything, but it comes with a standard. And the standard that I have for myself is that it has to make me a better version of myself. It has to improve who I am. And so I knew that when I was using THC there for a few years, I was using it to numb pain. And I knew that the effects of the THC use was, I'm in my 40s and I'm getting like munchies at night. And it's like, that's not good for my health. So even that was frustrating me, right? Because the side effects of the THC, I was like wanting to scarf down like cereal and fucking all kinds of bullshit snacks at night. I'm like, this ain't good for me. And I'm like, but this is a byproduct of the weed, because if I'm not on weed, I'm not over here craving late night snacks and late night, I'm talking like after 8-9 o'clock is late night. So anything after 8 o'clock is like a late night snack. And so, but I did know that, again, I found myself in an old familiar place that I was really good at, which was no longer just saying, well, I just use it a little bit after work or maybe on the weekends. No, I was using it every day. I'm good at being my old self. That's why I had to break up with that self. That's why I had to kill that version of me. I had to slay it. Right. And that may sound really harsh because of a lot of the circumstances and things in this world, but let's just be honest here, right? I love statistics and I love facts. Well, this game, this thing we're doing here is a game of life and death. 186,000 people die every single day. Not because of illness or injustice. It's a million different things. Whatever you want to imagine it, that's a lot of people every single day, just every day. So if you woke up, wow, you're doing great. You're beating the odds. But can you sit with yourself before you go to bed and ask yourself, what's something that if I changed it about myself, that it would start to improve my life? And when I did that, it kept coming up. Weed, the weed, the weed, 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 THC. THC. And I'm like, oh man, I know, but I like it. I know, but I like it. I know that if I give that up, is there anything else I could give up better instead? Right? We try to negotiate. Are you one of them? I know I am. Right? I mean, I don't know. It's interesting to think, right? Comment if you do I make this look easy, the sobriety? It's not hard, right? It's not hard. I do know that. What's hard is waking up from a hangover. What's hard is, feeling like shit because, you're getting high all day and then you're eating food that's just not in alignment with optimal health. And then you're waking up feeling like shit. You know? That's hard. That's way more harder than saying, I'm good on all that. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to exercise. I'll spend time in nature, right? And I'm going to enjoy life. But the standard that I filter everything through is will this get me one step closer to being a better version of myself? Will this make me better? So was using weed making me better? No, it dulls you out. It dulls you out. I know it's cool. I know it's fun. But it dulls you out. You just like kind of checked out. And yet, even though we can function with that, and I'm really good at functioning as a guy that's all blazed out of his brains all day, I could do all kinds of technical stuff. I can be a little sloppy. I know that when I was honest with myself, yeah, I could have hurt myself probably because I'm trying to do too much. And yet, the most genuine thing for me, if I could do one thing tonight, would be to just connect with one of you watching this, to just plant a seed to say, you know what, maybe I do want to reevaluate my relationship with fill in the blank. Is it a substance? Is it something that you went from just like using it sparingly to now it's a little more full blown, right? It's a little more addictive. It's a little more codependent. And it's not really, it's getting you by, right? It's survival mode. It's getting you from one day to the next. But it's not like you're kicking ass, like you're fuck yeah, let's go. It's not like you're ready to go kick some ass one day to the next. It's like, all right, let's just do this fucking thing again. Anybody feel that way? I ran into an old friend yesterday. Yeah, I ran into an old friend yesterday. I was at the gas station. And me and this dude, he was a part of my crew back in the day. We used to get into a lot of trouble. We used to do a lot of bad things back in the day. I hadn't seen him in a long time. He still looked pretty good. But it was about 4:00 in the afternoon. We ran into each other at the gas station. And I said, is that? He's like, oh, he was all excited. And I was excited to see him too. And everything I'm about to say is not judgment, but it's just, it's a tough thing when it's 4:00 in the afternoon and you're pulling up to a gas station to get a pack of cigs and like a little pint of hard alcohol. It's a little tough, on a Wednesday afternoon, right? So that's kind of rough. It's a little rough to be still doing that shit. I mean, and there's no judgment there. It's just that's tough. That alone, that craving alone is it's just reflective of that's his way of numbing some pains, dealing with some hurt. Because somebody could see me, right? In full transparency, there's some days that I'm not feeling my best. That someone could run into me at one of them gas stations, going into the store, and next thing you know, you see I have an energy drink and a protein bar. I think it's been a long time since it was like maybe I don't know, a bag of chips, right? It hasn't been no candy. That's big for me. It's not been no candy. I don't do no tobacco products, no alcohol, no THC. So when I'm feeling a little down on myself and that pain, I'm just kind of sitting with it. Yeah, you'll see me. I'll pull in there and I try and I swerve for the healthy alternative, right? I'll get it's like a healthier protein bar. Right, but that's my guilty pleasure. I can tell you, man, I'd be in some big trouble if I was pulling in there getting pints of alcohol and packs of cigs. Eesh. And I could be right there. But you know where else I could be? I could be in prison for all the reckless, crazy shit I used to do. Or I could already have been unalived. I could already have been in the ground. Could have been a headstone already, a memory. And I know a lot of people, a lot of cool cats that I grew up with that they've already come and gone. Yeah, Happy New Year. It's been great. The New Year's been great. I started to feel it's like the first few days, it felt like the first 5 days was really, really, really awesome to the start of my new year. But the last few days, there's been a shift. I definitely have been feeling like some new challenges kind of circling back, and I'm just like, I'm sitting in it. Some of it I'm struggling with, some of it I'm wrestling with, some of it I'm just stepping into it. But there's been a few more challenges this year, and it's reflective, right? You look out there in the world, and there's just concern, there's chaos, there's confusion, there's fear, there's panic, and we're all connected to that, right? I'm just experiencing those things through my filter, and so are you. If you're honest with yourself, if you can really sit with yourself, it's like we're all experiencing these things. It's a collective. We don't realize that humanity, we're a collective. We're fighting against ourselves. We're our own worst enemies. It's so sad. We're our own worst enemies. And albeit that I don't really do things that put me in a situation to where I'm sabotaging myself, right? I don't do that. But that doesn't mean that challenges in my own personal life aren't going to present themselves, that I have to sit and like feel the fire and process, the uncertainty and it's like I was doing that yesterday. I was reframing just constant yesterday because there was like, I don't know, I just had an enhanced sense of doubt and fear and uncertainty and just trying to really, even some anxieties, just trying to work through some things and just sit with it. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have absolutely stepped into a place of self-mastery. And it's been one hell of a journey to get here. And I was talking to someone today, and they were saying they don't know anybody that has mastery. And it's like, I know people that have mastery, because mastery doesn't have anything to do with perfection. No, mastery is having full understanding of your faculties. It's knowing your story, knowing all of the circumstances, having shot arrows of forgiveness in every direction, saying, I forgive, I forgive, I forgive myself, I forgive every single person. Y'all are free. I understand why all these things happen to me, because they happened for me to spiritually evolve. I understand it all. And I understand what triggers me, what activates me, what upsets me, and what gets me, you know, agitated. I know all those things about myself. It's the self mastery, is the full awareness of self. And then knowing that because something shifts inside of me, that I have tools now. When you're a master of yourself, you now have tools that are positive, that will build you up, not tear you down. You sit with this shit. You make peace with yourself. And by making peace with yourself, even though you're looking at chaos, right, you still have peace within. You can mourn, you can feel sadness for the state of affairs in this world, but you know that even those serve the greater purpose. What's the greater purpose? Is for all of us to realize that it's a collective, that we're all in this together, and that every single one of us has the same. Yeah, that's great, Jay. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, self-aware is a beautiful thing, man. It's just beautiful to sit with yourself. It's not easy. People think that, you people discount how powerful it is to go from when I was a broken guy and very wounded and running subconscious programs of survival, to now feeling the same type of wounds, feeling the same type of uncertainty and worry. I'm still immersed. Self-awareness is, and self-mastery is, you're still a human. You still have the humanness of you, the feelings, the doubts, the fears, the sadness, the uncertainty, the frustration, even the anger. You still have those things, but you sit in it. You can sit with it now, and you're figuring it out about yourself. And every time that it comes up is an opportunity for you to realize that you have a choice. And the choice that you have is that you're either going to sit and allow for you to be identified by the sadness, by whatever that negative feeling is, or you're going to reframe it and you're going to silence that. But if you know that you still have some work to be done, you'll understand the origin of it. Oh, okay, this comes from insecurity growing up, right? Maybe you're stressed. I don't know, I was feeling some stress about some financial stuff. And it's just like, anytime that stuff comes up, you just got to learn to just sit with it. You just sit with it and you're just like, yeah, this is all a part of my upbringing. Nothing but hearing adults fight about money. It's never enough. And it's like, man, I've come so far in that journey of reprogramming. Yeah, man. It sounds like you really are doing great things, Jay. I hope that you'll take time at some point to share your story, my bro. That's a lot. That's a lot of experience, and you have a lot of medicine to share, not only with yourself and continuing on your journey, but there's others that I guarantee you can be impacted by your knowledge. Doesn't take qualifications. It just takes a heart to say, I've been through this. Here's some of the things I've learned, and a willingness to share that with others. Here's the things that I've learned. Here's what's helped me. Because most people, we feel alone. Most people feel like it's helpless, it's hopeless. We're so overwhelmed. We don't really know what to do. And most people are operating from fear. And that's really what the fullness of the self-awareness and self-mastery is when you realize, okay, am I operating from fear, or am I operating from love? And you got to know your story. You got to you have to really intimately know your story and have sat through all the fires of all the painful things, right? And converted the pain into power, right? And into purpose, and really create a place of neutrality where you can sit there and just be like, yeah, man. Yeah, those are some wild things that I lived through, that I survived through. And yet here I am. It's a powerful thing to still be here. It's not guaranteed. Being here is not a guaranteed thing. And we take it for granted. We squander it, don't we? If we're honest with ourselves, do we waste time? Do we play scared? Do we keep acting like we do we keep acting like we're helpless? And is that really rooted in just wanting someone to come and save us? They say the two most important days in your life is the day you're born and the day you realize that no one's coming to rescue you. No one's coming. That's a good question. For those of you that don't see, not everybody can see the comments here because they come from different platforms, but Jay's asking a question that he would be interested in sharing his story, his experiences with others, but he's kind of questioning, how can I help someone else become more aware of themselves when I am not aware, or when they're like that in a broken state, they won't come to me for my story or help or anything. You know, what you do is you just come authentic. See, that's the thing is there's a real fleecing of the influencer sphere, because there's a lot of people that, if you haven't realized yet, there's a lot of fakers out there. There's a lot of people that are faking it, right? But the thing is you just have to be authentic. It's really just connecting. This platform is just used to connect, right? I don't really ever try and guide or teach or train people on anything that I haven't gone through firsthand. And even when I just speak into the healing process, and even when I'm working with clients or talking with people I care about, if I'm speaking into their life, they may feel attacked sometimes because I'm speaking into something that I have healed in myself. And that's really just where you speak from. It's just being authentic. And most people feel like you need some kind of qualifications or certifications, when all you need to do is just have the courage to share your story. It doesn't even have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be edited and polished and refined. It's just saying, hey, my name is, and every person hearing this, you have this power in you. There's something in you that you have changed about your life in a positive way, that you went through a bunch of challenges, a bunch of stuff, that you came out the other side and you were a better, more refined, more positive version of yourself. You came out better through the fires and the storms of whatever that situation was. And yet we want to overcomplicate it. We want to say, well, wait, I'm not a therapist or a counselor. What if they come to me? If someone comes to you with something you have no idea about, guess what you do as an authentic person? You say, I don't have any idea about that. I haven't worked on that yet. That's all you do. Instead of trying to bullshit and like, hold on, let me make it up real quick. It's like, no, don't make it up. Don't make it up. I remember when we were in the military, we were in the military, we used to get grilled in formation. And sometimes the drill sergeant would come and they would ask you a question that you didn't know the answer to. And you were trained really early. Don't bullshit them. Don't try and make up an answer. What you need to say is, this recruit does not know the answer to that question at this time, sir. I will, do my research and get back to you as soon as I can, sir. It's like, you gotta be honest. But when you're trying to make shit up, it's like there's a lot of people faking it. I think that's probably what has a lot of people, because there's so many fakers out there, right? I think people are always conscientious. But those of you that have been on with me listening to my message for some time, and even new people catch it really quick. They're like, damn, you're authentic, man. You're dropping bars. I can sense it. You just sense it. You can sense when somebody has removed all of the masks, and isn't just trying to tell you about something they learned, but actually telling you about something they've experienced. Right? And that's all you got to do. And maybe this is the year that you finally find the courage to do that, to start to share your story. Are you going to be an overnight success? Maybe. I don't know. Don't count on it. Is everybody going to love what you have to say? No. You got to learn to have thick skin in this by putting yourself out there. But what the thing that should keep you going isn't the haters, isn't the negative people. It's the ones that say, hey, thank you so much. Wow, your story really inspired me. You really got me to think about some things that I hadn't thought about. And it's like, wow, that fills your cup up. When it doesn't take 1,000 people feeling that. When you share your story and one person says, wow, you really inspired me today. You really and this person may be across the world, on the other side of the world. How the heck could you have ever reached them in the past? You couldn't have. But you found the courage to share your story. And the funny thing is even the people that come up as haters, they're not haters. They just don't know how to say that what you're saying is something they wish they could say, or it's something that they just don't know how. They don't have the communication to be able to say, you know what? Hey, what you're saying is something I've never heard someone talking about. And I wish I knew how to thank you for saying what you're saying. They don't know how to do it. So instead they just kind of take jabs at you. But it is courage. And if you're somebody that is afraid of public speaking, right? They say most people would rather die than speak in public. Well, the way that I coach people when it comes to public speaking, and it's the way I was coached, is you have to talk. You talk to the screen, or you talk to an audience as if you were talking to one person that you care about. That's it. You just talk as if you're talking to one person, because really you are talking to just one person, because we're all connected. And when you're just talking from your heart, you don't have to be polished. The thing about those of you that are interested in maybe starting to create some content and share some of your story is you're going to suck at first. How do you open your heart? That's a great question. Online money. I love that question. That is a great question. And I have the answer for you, but it may not be what you're thinking. So when I read, how do you open your heart? I'm thinking about the energetic piece. It is a surrender. Yeah, it's all of the above. I mean, it's the way that you get to like an open heart. It's really doing the groundwork of doing the life review. I would start there. Right. I have some worksheets free. If you haven't ever downloaded the Results Kill Excuses app, there's some worksheets in the Breath of Life section there. that are the life review. And you got to figure yourself out. You got to know your story. Because the reason why you have to ask yourself, if you need to open your heart, that means your heart's closed. Well, why is your heart closed? It's because you've been hurt, right? This is what happens, right? So here's what happens. When you're born into this world, right? When you're first born, when you're first born, your heart and your energy is as open as it'll ever be up until the point when you reopen. So you're born and it's like you're all open-hearted, you're open energetic, you're like you're a brand new creation here on earth, right? You're open, right? You're just a little happy, giggly, little goo goo gaga. And then every time you experience anger, fear, terror, and it doesn't even have to be someone pointing it at you as the little baby. If you're just witness to it, even if it's in the same house, the same vicinity, if you're experiencing, even like if you were in like a war-torn country, like if your community is under duress and war, you feel that as a baby and you absorb everything. And so here's what happens. You wake up and you're like, yay, goo goo gaga, I'm here. And then then you're like, oh shit, where's here? Where did I show up? Oh no. And then you start getting all scared. You start getting all scared. And every time you get terrified, scared, right? Your nervous system like locks up. Guess what happens? You close your heart. Little by little, you go from open like this to close, to close, to close, to close, to close, to guarded, to even more guarded, and you shut down. Now, when you get to the place where you have asked somebody, how do you open your heart? Right? The way that you open your heart, I'm here to tell you, is that you can reopen your heart. And it's actually the purpose of your life on this planet, is for you to reverse the damage. Because if out of survival and fear, if you closed your heart off and you shut yourself down energetically and you started to create blockages in your energy centers, the chakra centers, and you're closed off, right? Because you're really just afraid, right? You experienced terror as a child. Well, then when you get to a place of awakening, which it sounds like you're at, because you're even asking the questions, how do I reopen my heart? Well, it's an energetic thing. And so here's what the experience that I've had a few experiences where my heart relaxed and my heart reopened. And the most profound experience was almost a year ago here in January, about a year ago, is I started doing breathwork exercises from a guy named David Elliott. And he has an incredible book. And it's called I'll pull it up for you guys. I support this guy. He's my spiritual teacher. It's called Healing. Get yourself this book. I love this guy. Get yourself this book. It's called Healing by David Elliott. Get yourself that book. And in that book, what's cool about that book is he actually has guided breathwork exercises. The whole book is packed with doing the life review. What I recommend is when you listen to the book Healing, listen to it one time through. He'll tell you, don't move forward, don't go first, don't go on without doing the work. Listen to the whole book. Then come back with the mindset to listen to the book with the intent, with a notebook, to pause and do all of the assignments in the book. And at the end, please get the book, brother. It'll change your life. It will change your life. And so I started doing his breathwork exercises last year. I did the life review and I've been working on this stuff, but the breathwork has been the most powerful, to where your hands are an extension of your heart. And in the breathwork, right, I felt my heart open back up. And he guides you through this stuff where he literally tells you, just when you're doing the breath, Continue to mentally give yourself permission to let your heart open. And you'll feel your hands, they kind of start to like cringe up and get tingly. And it's like your heart is trying to get reactivated. And so it really is a reversal. What we're trying to do is reverse the damage. And I guess damage isn't even the word. You're just trying to reverse the closure that you created for yourself out of survival from any kind of negativity, hostility that you were witness to as a child. And when you do that, that's that's when your heart opens again. It's worth the read. I even just listened to it on Audible. It's an incredible book. Like, I've recommended that book to every single person. Every person I talk to. I've bought that book for so many people. I just believe in it. I believe in David's approach. He has 2 books. The first one to start with is Healing, which is this one. His other book is called The Reluctant Healer. And that's when, once you've done healing, it's this book right here, Healing. Get it. David Elliott. His other book is Reluctant Healer. And that's the next step. The Reluctant Healer is when you're ready to start sharing your light in this world. And that's why I share his resources. I'm not here to gatekeep stuff. You becoming the best version of yourself helps improve this world. My purpose on this planet, when people say, hey, what have you been up to? What are you doing? I'm making a positive impact in this world. And this is a part of that. So if you can improve who you are, you can open up your heart. You can be more heart-centered. If you can start moving in love and not in fear, right? Well, you're going to touch people that I'll never touch in terms of influencing and inspiring change and transformation. And we all have this ability. And that's why it's like, it's not about, oh, well, only those people are the ones that are supposed to be sharing their message. No. We all have a story to share. Yeah, the reversal is completely possible. Yeah. It's all about forgiveness and healing, right? It's all about forgiveness, forgiving yourself, releasing, right? It's doing that inner work. It's doing the life review of saying 0 to 10. This is what you do. 0 to 10. You write down all the significant events of your life, the good events, the bad events, the ugly events. And most people are afraid to even just do that. Most people are like, what? Why would I want to write something from when I was 2 years old? It's like, I don't know. Does it still bother you? Does it hurt you that happened to you? Maybe I think for most people, if we're honest with ourselves, there's things that happen to us 0 to 10 years old that really hurt us. It hurt us bad. And it really started to shape us into a survival way of being on this planet, and obviously a closed off. But what we get to do, and this is where I'm at right now, it's like I reopened my heart. I'm just open-hearted right now, and I feel it. Like I can just sit here right now. If I was to put, like, I like stones and gems and stuff. If I was to put a stone on my heart, like for 10 minutes and then hand it to somebody, they'd be like, dang, that's hot. It's not from body heat, right? It's because my heart is just wide open. It's just wide open now. I've reversed all the pain, all the hurt, all the tension in my body. And what I'm saying is you can do it too. And it's worth your time, your attention. But this really has to be a way of life. You know, that's the thing here. That's what I'm really communicating here at Results Kill Excuses, is that this is a way of life. Like, we get so caught up in the distractions and the sports and the entertainment and the politics and all this stuff. And it's like, is there a place for some of that? Yeah, but it should be, small. Everything is packed into childhood. Everything. The roots of your problems are in your childhood. That doesn't mean that there's not weeds that have shown up throughout the course of your life. But if you want to fix the problem, the core problem, the pattern of who you have become, it is the the genesis of it, the beginning of it is from childhood. For everyone, this is universal. If you're coming across this message and you're like, oh well, that's good that that works for you, but that's not going to work for me, it's like, oh yes it will. Yeah, it will. You just don't want it to work for you, and you don't have to, right? It's more of an attitude thing. If you don't think this is going to work for you, it's not going to work for you. But there's nothing that's going to work for you other than what you continue to do, and you already know that that's not working, but you're choosing to do the things that aren't working for you. But again, that's why the real subject of tonight's conversation was to question everything. If you think you have life all figured out and you have so much information, it's like you got to start questioning some of that. The first time I felt my heart open up was I was doing a Joe Dispenza meditation. And I just remember compelled to start like letting go of things. Like energetically, I was just sitting there and I was just like, I was letting go of, negative feelings. I was letting go of old beliefs. I was letting go of like material possessions just from attachment. And I just remember I kept feeling like, okay, I'm just letting go, let go, let go, let go, let go. And I was just kept letting go of everything. And what was so crazy is our heart is a muscle. And it was like in that meditation, I felt my heart like relax, because my heart, because of the pain, the real traumatic, scary shit that I've been involved in, my heart was pumping, but it was under tension, right? It was like a flexed muscle. It was like a bicep being flexed, constant. And it was like I felt my heart release, and it was like a pulsating of energy. Just this big pulse of energy. And it was in that moment that I knew that there was something attached to the heart, that I could absolutely shift my heart. And that is where all of us are. We're just stressed out. We're just scared. We're, carrying around some real old wounds. And here's where it gets even wilder, is even though you do the life review for this life, right? A lot of us are carrying around wounds from previous lives. And that may be a little too much for some of you to handle. Because you're like, I can't even figure out this life. You're talking about previous lives? Yes. The good thing is that the patterns are usually there. Things that are showing up with a pattern, and that's why doing the life review matters, because you can see the patterns of your life. And then that's when you can start really using your emotional literacy, emotional intelligence, self-awareness to really develop that self-mastery, to use the tools that will help you to set yourself free, to truly step into your true and authentic self. But you can only do that is if you start questioning everything, that everything you've learned is a lie. Now, that doesn't mean everything you've learned is a lie, but why would you be afraid to question everything as a lie if there wasn't some things you believe that may not be true? But you like that they're what you believe, and you're okay believing it. And it's because it creates a sense of false security, or even a sense of victimhood in us. So we'll carry and hold on to these things that aren't genuine. Yeah, man. That's the shift right there. Right? Jay said that his questioning started 16 years ago. What a journey that was. Basically, everything I knew about the world was wrong, and everything I felt in my guts was 100% correct. And it's true. I mean, we don't even need any Googles and chat GPT, any of that stuff. You have divine intelligence in you. You have the answer to all your problems. And I'm going to finish this live stream at 10:10 with where we started, which is, if you really want to make some changes this year, can you sit with yourself before you go to bed and ask yourself quietly, is there something I need to change about my life that I'm willing to change? That if I change this thing, my life would improve. And then you get quiet. And something's going to come up. And it may not be what you want to hear. But, are you willing to trust that voice? Are you willing to trust the voice within? That is a voice of guidance. That is a voice of truth. That it is here to support you, to encourage you, and to really show you the best path for your life. If you are feeling like you are suffering, like things are stuck, like you're stagnant, like you just can't catch a break, it's because you are in resistance to embracing your best version of self, which is the higher path, which is doing things every single day, living a different life, a purpose-filled life, being miracle-minded, purpose-filled, so that you can truly bring about a healing for yourself and clearly inspiring others to do the same. But it will require you to start questioning everything. When I hit my rock bottom, I had to ask myself, who am I? Who am I? And that question alone can take you places that no Google searches will ever take you. When you just sit with yourself and say, who am I? And write down all the things. When you write down all the things, well, I'm a brother, I'm a son, I'm a dad, I'm a veteran, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a that, and you write down all of these things, right? All of these things of who you think you are. And then when you really look at it, you're like, am I really any of those things? And I told myself, I'm like, no, I'm none of those. None of those tell me who I am. The one thing that tells me exactly who I am, right, is I'm a child of God, and so are you. I am created perfectly, and so are you. Now, that is not a religious statement. That is the truth of our existence. It has nothing to do with religious beliefs, religious doctrine. It is just a statement of fact that we are all equal. Doesn't matter if you're 99 or 9 minutes old. At the soul level, we are all equal. And that means we all have the power. And right now, I leave you with this power. That this message would be power-filled to help you truly start making some changes. Because I believe, like what I'm hearing is, my goodness, if you can't get it done this year, you ain't gonna get it done no years. The time is now. It's now time for you to actually get it done this year, to go all in on yourself, and you don't have to do it alone. But yes, you have to make the decision to start doing it. And I'm here to support you. I'm here to cheer for you. I love you guys. Thank you so much to everybody that was here. Thanks for all the great comments and connecting. If you're ever needing to reach out or looking even for some one-on-one coaching, reach out to me, Greg at resultskillexcuses.com. I'll see you on the next one. I love you guys. Make this the best year of your life. Make this the best year ever. And it starts right here, right now. Because you know the drill. Results kill excuses. Because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.